Hello guys, in this video we are going to discuss about one DSA problem that short an array. Now what this question is saying that we have given one array which is only consisting three different elements. It's given in the question that only 0, 1 and 2s are present inside the array. Now what we have to do, we just have to simply sort this array in a linear time complexity. Means time complexity should be big of n. And we will try to solve this question in big of one space complexity as well. So we will take care of both the things, space and time. So we have given this array. Now what we have to do, we have to just sort the array so that our array looks like that first 0 will come, then 1 will come, then all 2's will come. So the best approach to solve this question is to take 3 pointers. First, I am taking 3 pointer. First is 0 and it's pointing toward the first index right at 0. Second pointer is mid. This is also pointing toward right now at the area at the first index. And third pointer is high. This is pointing toward the last one. This pointing toward the last element. Now, okay, once we take our this 3 pointers, let's suppose this is low, I'm saying L and M. Okay. L and M both are right now pointing towards 0 index. Okay. Yeah. Okay. And where is our H? Our H is here. Okay. H means high. Okay. So yeah. So now what we have to do now, our L is here, M is here at 0 index, and H is pointing toward the last one. Now we have to loop through it. Now we're not going to use for loop here because we are using pointer. So you know whenever you are going to use pointer, in most of the cases you use while loop. So in this solution as well, or in this problem also, you have to use while loop. So what while loop will say? While loop will say that if mid is less than or equal to high, only at that point you have to go inside this while loop, otherwise you don't have to. Now once you come inside this while loop, so you have to write one switch condition, means switch. We are going to use switch case here. Now this switch key will going to be here, array I means it will be. So at this point of sorry, not I, array mid. Okay. So what will happen that at first mid is 0. So mid is pointing toward this 0 element. Now this switch will take 0. So now we will check for the 0 case, that if case is 0. So if case is 0, so at that time we have to do something. If case is 1 means if array element is 1, then what we have to do? And if case 2 means if the element is 2, then what we have to do? Okay. So yeah, these three conditions are going to be there. So the first at 0, when we find out that okay, that right now this key means this switch condition is pointing toward the 0th element. So when the midpoint is pointing towards 0 element, what does it mean? That we want to put that 0 at the first, at the beginning. Means let's suppose right now L means low is here, M mid is here at 0. So mid is pointing toward means this switch condition is pointing towards 0 right now. So it will see for the case 0. So it will go inside here. Now what we will say that put this 0 at the lower index. Lower index means I'm just trying to say that we have to swap low with mid. I will do a dry run as well. So if you are not able to understand that why we are doing right now, that's totally fine. Okay. And then we will increment both and then we will just break the condition. When I will here, then what we have to do, you just don't have to swap anything. You just have to increment mid and just simply break this thing. If case 2 is here means when mid is pointing toward 2 element means when it's pointing toward element 2, at that time also we have to swap that. Now If element is 2, so we have to take that 2 element at the back side, means at the high side, means at the end of the side. So what we are saying, that swap high and mid, and then high minus 1. Just simply break. So in this case, mid will not increment. Now you will very soon get it that why is it so, and you simply have to do console of array. But before doing this, we have to write our swap function as well. The function swap will take 3-parameter array. Now you will have to take one temp variable, which will carry your lower index element, and then you will put lower index element equal to r index element, and then array high will take that value which is containing that temp. Okay, and you just simply have to return array as well. Otherwise, it will show undefined. Now let me do what the issue. Oh, okay. So you can see our arrays get sorted 0, 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 1, 1, 2. Now, what we are trying to do here, now I will explain you. Now, this is our array. Right now, what is happening are L and M both are, means low, mid are pointing towards 0. So what will happen? This while loop will go because mid is 0 and high is n minus 1. So is it less than high? Yes, it is. Then it will come inside the switch case. Now this switch case is right now taking 0 because array mid is right now 0. So it will take case 0. So it will come here. Now what we are trying to do? We are trying to swap our array low and mid, but both low and mid are at the same index, so it will not get swapped, means it will get, but you will not see any kind of change. Then what we are doing, we are incrementing both low and mid, because now we are saying that low is containing a 0 index, means at 0th index 0 is get set, so you just have to increment. Now both the things are pointing toward first index. Now what will happen? Now this time array mid is 1. So this while condition is again run because mid is still less than 5. Then this will come in switch case. This time array mid is 1. So it will not go at 0th case. It will come in 1. So now what it will do? It will do mid plus plus. This time we will not do low plus plus because we get to know that we find out that okay, we find out one. So now L is still at the first index, but mid we get incremented. Now what will happen? Again, it will get while loop inside while loop, and this time array mid is there. So this time also it's 1. So what will happen? Again mid plus plus. So mid will get incremented. Okay. Now mid is now pointing towards 0. Now this is the case where you have to understand things. Now while loop again is right because mid is still less than high. Then it will go this switch condition and it will check for case 0 because right now our mid is pointing towards 0. Okay. Then what it will say, swap array low mid. Low mid means you have to just give the value of low to mid and give mid value to low. Means after swapping, low is pointing toward 1. Now that value will come to mid, and whatever value mid is pointing toward, this value will go to high. No, sorry, this value go to low. So it will go 0. And what we have to do? Low plus plus plus, low plus plus, and mid plus plus. Then low will get incremented and M is also get incremented. Okay, that's great. Then again now M is pointing toward what? M is pointing toward 1. So this will get incremented. We don't have to do anything. Now this time, this M is pointing toward 2. So it will come inside this while loop because still mid is less than high. Then it will come inside that while loop, and then this will set for case 2 because element is 2. So it will come inside switch and it will check for this. Now what we are saying, we have to swap the array high and mid, means high value we are going to give to the mid, and mid value we are going to the give to high. That means that right now high is pointing toward element 1. So this element we will going to give to mid, and mid element we are going to give to the high 2. And what we are doing, high minus minus. That means we have put a right element at the index. Now you just have to do high minus minus. For example, like here, what we are doing, we are putting a right value at the first, and then we are incrementing the length. First, we are putting right element, then we are incrementing. So at this point, why we are not doing mid plus plus, only high minus minus? Now you will get it. Let's suppose if we do mid plus plus, so this will get incremented to where? Here. Okay. Means right now you will not. Yeah. Okay. So now what will happen? This will come inside this while loop again, and this time mid is pointing toward that one. Then what will happen? Only mid will get incremented. So mid will come here. Okay. Then again mid is pointing toward one. Then again mid will get incremented, and high will come here. Now what will happen? That if now its point mid is pointing toward 2. Now case 2 will come. Then we are going to swap. Means the value which high is pointing toward is 0, and mid is pointing toward 2. So high will take value 2 and mid will take value 0. Now high minus minus means high minus minus. Now see, if we do mid plus plus, so what will happen? We just increment this one, and that 0 we are leaving. That 0 we are leaving. So this array didn't get short. That's why what we are doing, we are not incrementing mid, because we don't know that what element we are taking from H. Is it 0? Is it 1? Or is it what? It could be anything. No, we don't know. So that's why we are not incrementing mid. Only we are decrementing high. Now this condition will come to 0. That what will happen? We will exchange the values. Low will take mid value and mid will take low value. So mid value is 0 and low value will 1. So it will get changed this and increment both the thing. Okay. Then again mid is pointing towards 0. Then again we have to do the same thing. Low will take 0, mid will take 1, length will get incremented. Now the point is that both the thing, mid and high, now pointing toward this 0. Okay, pointing toward this 0. Now what will happen? Mid will go. That's why we have put while mid less than and equal to high. Okay, so now what will happen? Case 0 again. Then it will come again here. What will happen? This 0 will go to the lower one, and go to the lower one, and lower value will come to the mid. Now mid will get incremented and low will get incremented. Okay. Mid will come here. Now at this point condition will false, because now mid will become greater than high. So this will not go inside this while loop, and you just simply print the array. And if you see, your arrays just get shorter. So this is the best and naive approach. So it's just taking big O of n time. You can see here only while loop we are running, nothing else. And you can see that we are not using any extra space. These are just variables. Okay. So the space is going to be constant, means big O of 1. So we are able to solve this question in linear time complexity with big O of 1 space complexity. So the theory is simple, means the logic is very simple. You have to take 3 pointer, which is initially pointing towards 0, low, mid is also pointing towards 0, and high is also pointing toward n minus 1. The best case is this, case 2, where you just only have to decrement high minus minus. You don't have to increment mid. Because if you increment it, so in some condition it will get false and your array will not get sorted proper. So that's why just focus on this case more. And other cases are also important, but yeah, case 2 is something which is more logical. Okay, so that's it for this video.